So this bridge here is sick. It's got a concrete cancer. We assembled an international team of experts to make sure we couldn't repair this bridge. And we felt the pain because this was done by the Bureau of Engineering. So 80 years later, it pains us to have to replace this. As city engineer, we have over 400 active projects in our portfolio, over $4 billion worth of projects. But there's always one or two that I work on, and the 6th Street Viaduct is one of them. It's been my personal passion through the 10 years that we've gone through shepherding numerous community meetings, working through all the challenges that come with doing something special.
Deciding that the bridge had to come down was a difficult decision because it is a historic structure and it's part of a suite of bridges built during the City Beautiful movement that are much beloved and have a great deal of architectural value. But the bridge is decaying. The bridge is coming apart from the inside. And as we approach the time when we're going to start construction, it's very exciting to all of us to see a lot of hard work come together.
When Merrill Butler designed the 6th Street Bridge, he didn't necessarily try to replicate another bridge that came before it. He tried to make something, I think, that was very much in the spirit of that moment and the City Beautiful movement, to represent something that said something about Los Angeles. I think it's our responsibility as designers to try to make something that honors that past, but I think it's also important to make something that represents our time, that speaks to our generation's beliefs and values and hopes for the city.
I've been involved in this project for over 10 years. When people wanted us to just possibly replicate the existing bridge, and talking to them at the community meetings, I said, give us a chance. Give us a chance because I think we're going to wow you. I think this community has changed and you deserve something that's special.
The design competition was an effort to say, look, this is a world-class project. We want world-class talent. And it was very exciting to get community feedback, to be able to show it to our funding partners, to have a lot of input on it.
What we're proposing here for this bridge is a unbraced, network-tied arch that variable height arches, variable length span, so there's nothing completely standard throughout the length of the bridge, and no one's ever designed a bridge of this magnitude or this type in a high seismic region. And so the most cost-effective solution we came up with is what we call seismic isolation bearings. We then developed that design, so the bridge is going to perform very well in a seismic event.
There are so many bridges out there, and each bridge has its own unique features and its own needs. And to be able to invest about $380 million of federal dollars into this particular project, it's quite monumental. This project's been elevated to what we call a project of division interest, and involves us to be more at the forefront, to provide that stewardship and that oversight to get the project successfully built and the money spent wisely.
No matter how good the technical team is, you need the leadership of the city. And I really do want to thank Mayor Eric Garcetti and Councilman Jose Huizar, who have championed this project for us, because without their support, we also wouldn't be able to build this new iconic structure.
One of the exciting things that we've done with this project is implement a construction manager general contractor provision on this contract, which is bringing a contractor on board early with us as part of the design phase, and they provide feedback on the project to give us constructability comments, give us information about how they would build the project, their means and methods, and then we're able to incorporate those comments into the design of the project.
The Bureau of Engineering, they took a big risk here in working with Federal Highways, getting a memorandum of understanding approved to go CMGC. That's never been done by the Bureau of Engineering. On top of that, it's the largest infrastructure project ever undertaken by the Bureau. So that combination really showed the leadership that Gary brings to the department to really push that kind of delivery method. And for this type of project, we believe it was the right delivery method.
As experts in construction, we were brought on early to help make sure that what is being designed is in fact constructible and can be built for the budget that the city has. So we started out with a very small staff of engineers and management folks who could look at the drawings that were being processed by the design team and offer our feedback on how we can make the project more constructible, less expensive, but still maintain the vision of the design team.
For this project, we work very closely with Caltrans. They're our oversight agency. The funding is provided through the Highway Bridge Program funding, along with other state and local funds. Caltrans is our partner in submitting the documentation. They verify the design meets their standards and that we comply with all the requirements.
This project is all about partnering, and that's what a project labor agreement does. There's a partnership between the crafts, between the community, between the city, between, in this case, Caltrans, the state, and the community expects a well-constructed project, making sure that we have people that are trained, utilizing equipment that works well and that has been maintained, and then we're utilizing workers that are being trained properly to do this, and plus many of the workers are coming from the community.
The total volume of concrete in the existing viaduct is about 50,000 cubic yards. So that translates into roughly 5,000 truckloads of material that will be hauled off site.
Our councilman, Jose Huizar, has been a big asset to the project and to the community. He's really worked diligently with the Boyle Heights community and downtown community in regards to the project. And I think he played a major role in advocating for all of the public amenities that we asked him to provide.
I recently read an article in the paper and they were talking about that for the longest time anyone would think about Los Angeles, they would think about the Hollywood sign or Venice Beach, but I think there's going to be a cultural shift here back to the center of Los Angeles, back to the east side, and this bridge is going to be such a landmark that in the future when people talk about Los Angeles, they'll be thinking about the LA River and the 6th Street Bridge.
If you look at the existing 6th Street Bridge, one of the things that's most iconic about that bridge are the two arches over the river. But as the city has grown, as East LA and Boyle Heights continues on its trajectory of being a significant cultural force, merely crossing the line of the river, I think, is not enough. What we've tried to do is to say that the two arches in Merrill Butler's bridge now get repeated or amplified to create the full ribbon of arches that say that that entire crossing, as well as the space under the bridge, are all equally important. It's not about a line you cross anymore from one side of the city to another. It's the way that the city is woven together.
This bridge you'll see it when you fly into the city. It will be on postcards everywhere. It will be such an iconic structure. It will come to represent LA. The fact that we're giving the same design attention as was given during the City Beautiful movement, which was a Bureau of Engineering effort, is a really nice parallel.
We're not just building a viaduct, we're not just building a bridge, but we're building history. I look forward to the future city engineers someday in 200 years going, wow, look what they did. That's an exciting, exciting thought.